Something broke the boss, I flipped the script. Super Trucker Podcast got me fully equipped. Left the noise behind, now I'm stacking green. Voyager Nation made me live the dream.
Continuing the cycle of the mistakes that owner-operators make that will take them out of business. The next big one is not knowing their cost per mile, and also not understanding what do we need to get as far as cost per mile goes and how to calculate that. First of all, you gotta know what's it costing you to run your business. You gotta know your fuel economy, you gotta know your truck payment, and so on and on. And certain factors you can control, other factors you cannot control. You cannot control once you already bought a truck. If you're about to buy a truck, again, you have a lot more controllables. However, at the end of the day, good trucks are not going to be cheap. We're not going to be free. So that semi-controllable cost is still going to be there, and you will have to deal with that. One thing that we see owner-operators making all the time, getting lost into one load. So I call that, making decisions based on emotions instead of based on the numbers. To give you an example is Florida freight. Freight coming out of Florida is always cheap. For the most part, like with very, very few exceptions, with very, very few short, temporary, seasonal demands, the dry van freight, or for the most part, any freight coming out of Florida is going to be pretty cheap. And if you calculating your long-term options, results, and solutions for your trucking business based on a very, very first load that you're getting out of Florida, you're gonna get all the numbers wrong. You gotta consider a couple of things. There are variable cost and not variable cost of your business. Variable cost is going to be, different seasons going to give you different results. Different areas which you may go or not go to is going to give you different results. Your habits, how do you drive? How do you maintain equipment? Where do you fix your equipment? Because, for example, I can tell you one thing, like almost guaranteed. I'm not going to take no bets. However, if you're an owner-operator who do not understand anything about your equipment and you don't surround yourself with good people that know the industry, that know about trucks and can send you or guide you to the right direction to fix the breakdown or something like that, or properly maintain your truck, and you're going to just, let's say, decide, every TA is marked as a Freightliner authorized service point, and every time you break down, you run to TA. You're probably gonna do 2 overhauls in your engine in the first year, and a lot of other shit that you don't need to do. Absolutely don't need to do. The way to avoid it, first of all, don't go for to TA unless it's your last resort. Something like a blowout or the oil change, something very, very minor. If you're taking that truck to the TA because of some, potential engine problems, you will be taken out of business before you even start. Myself, years ago, I've checked into the TA just to see, to get a second look at the sound that my truck was making. And we suggested that I need to rebuild axles on that truck. And that was about $10,000 job at the point in time. And I'm like, seriously? The guy was like, yeah, do you see those metal shavings on the bolt? No, I don't. Well, there's metal shavings in the bolt. I'm like, fuck you, bullshit. There is nothing there. I took it to my mechanic, adjusted leveler on the airbag leveler. Is that the word? Leveler. And that was it. And if I would have agreed to the job, we would have done the job. No problem. We would have rebuilt my axle. Whew, that's $10,000 freaking dollars for nothing. I had that truck for another probably 200,000-300,000 miles. Not a problem. We were gonna do this. We seen owner-operators here that would go into TA to check on their truck, and we would end up doing overhaul there. Man, I'm telling you, bad idea. Don't ever do it, because the chances are, in my opinion, in my lifetime, I've seen a lot of owner-operators that would bury their truck through that service. It's an alright service for on-road needs. Something like, again, oil change, tire change, mud flap change, stuff like this. Nothing serious, serious owner-operator maintenance-related stuff or critical repairs. Absolutely not. Just last-minute things like, again, oil change, bolt on, bolt off, stuff like that. All right, now let's get back for a second about variable cost. One thing that people tends to ignore is the fixed cost, such as truck payment, your bobtail insurance, what else? Regular maintenance. Let's say oil change, right? You need to do it more or less once a month if you're serious about trucking. Also, truck payment, that's something that is not exactly a variable. It's a consistent thing. And the funny thing about that is this. We actually have a formula that we, been talking about this video forever, and so far it's not made. But we have all the material for that video, maybe just not enough pressure from you guys who are watching these videos to kind of put the foot up the Christian's ass and tell him, like, bro, we need that video. We need to see that motherfucking video, because that's some good shit, man. So basically, it does affect, it does talk about all the variable and fixed cost and how you can, based on the mileage that you run a month, the cost of doing business can be on the same truck from, $1.50 a mile to 80 cents per mile. That's how much it can vary. It just depends how you run. And those things cannot be ignored. So you need to know your financials. You need to know how much money you need, how much money you want, and you need to know what's a minimum amount of money that you need to make to make your business profitable. And if you're making those calculations on your first load out of Florida, man, you're living in hell. It's gonna be a tough world, and you're probably never gonna make it. I've seen owner-operators in my life that bought a truck just to go straight out of business because we were never able to get past the idea of the first load coming out of Florida. I mean, more power to them, because we kind of, by doing that, we opened up the opportunity for other people that are willing to run in this, man's business. But yeah, that's kind of my experience, and seeing that is freaking heartbroken. For the most part, people like that, we're not willing to listen. We don't want to hear what you have to say. We tend to think that the world is, some sort of conspiracy theory against them, and so on. So you can't even help, which we try to do many times, not always successful. All right, so the bottom line about knowing your cost per mile, you gotta know this: cost per mile can be moved up and down based on you, your habits, your way of running business. Again, to better see that, we need that video. We need that Christian to make that video and put it all to bed. Other than that, don't calculate with your feelings. Calculate with calculator, and you're gonna be fine. Then you're gonna be really able to see how much money you're making, how much money you need to make, where you need to be. And just because, you lose a little bit of money on one end, but then you win on the other end, at the end of the day, your total mileage and total money are gonna be all right. I never seen, like a lot of people talk about, oh my God, how bad is the market? I never seen the market so bad that you cannot make it. You can always make it. Sometimes you may need to work a little bit harder, and it's gonna suck. I get it. It's always more fun to work in a good market, but at the end of the day, everything is possible all the time. You just have to put in a lot more work sometimes. All right, guys, hope this helps. Stay tuned for more videos like this. Please like, share, subscribe, because somebody, maybe not you, somebody else may be looking to buy a truck. And we need to see that information because nobody wants to talk about it. The dealership, this is a taboo subject. Nobody wants to talk the real numbers. Everybody wants to say, yeah, you're just going to, once you buy a truck, you're going to make $1 million. No, that's not quite accurate. Or somebody is selling you a wrong truck, the truck that you don't need, that you're gonna be regretting, and we're telling you that you're making the best decision in your life. Man, if you're about to buy a truck, give us a call, man. We'll give you a real answer. Based on your plan, based on your upcoming business plan, we'll tell you, maybe you don't even need the truck. And if you do, what truck is it that you're looking to buy? What parameters are you looking for? Maybe you're looking at the wrong truck, and that's gonna make your controllable business expenses out of control. And that's when your life is going to start sucking really, really bad. All right, hi, guys. Hope this helps. Stay tuned, and I'll talk to you on the next video. Take care.
Operators looking for the best business owner opportunity, look no further. I got all the programs that are going to make you successful. Everything to operating from 2 different fuel cards, top of the line trailers with a maintenance program that is unbeatable, to plates, insurance, you name it, we got it. All you got to do is give us a call, 863-342-5171. Learn more and get started.